Okay, we're going to talk about eyebrows. Are your eyebrows something you wish was a little bit better, maybe fuller, maybe thicker, maybe darker? Maybe you have none at all and just wish you had some. Either way, I'm going to talk you through a couple of things that might help when it comes to your eyebrows. So as you can see, mine are quite thin, but I do have a shape to them and I just follow the shape. But I'm going to show you the products I use and how I do mine. I'd like to keep a very natural looking eyebrow, and you're going to see that in the end. Now, first of all, let me just tell you, there are eyebrow stencil kits out there. One that I have purchased and used in the past was by Brow Trio, Browtrio. I can tell you they work. I mean, if you have a steady hand and you practice a little, they will give you two perfectly matching eyebrows if that's the way you want to do it. So I can tell you they do work. But I kind of do it by freehand, and I'm going to show you that part today, okay? So first of all, I'm going to start with those of you who don't really have much of a brow to start with, and you need to know, where do you start it? Where do you arch it? Where do you end it? And I'm going to show you the simplest way to figure that out according to your face, because everybody's face is shaped differently. Everybody's face is structured differently. We all have our own map when it comes to our eyebrows, so just follow the map. And your nose is a great guide. Nose is right in the center of your face, so let's use that as a guide. So one way I teach to do it is this simple. Get yourself a long liner of some kind. It could be whatever it is, eyeliner, brow liner, doesn't matter. Just needs to be kind of long. It's got to reach. So take it very loosely by the bottom. Don't hold it up tight at the top. Give yourself some length. Rest it very, very gently right along the side of your nostril, straight up. Now, where that hits is where you're going to start your brow. So you make a little dot, okay? You're kind of mapping right now. And you can see that is exactly where my eyebrows naturally start. Now, what about the arch? Same concept. You're going to use your nose as a guide, but this time you're going to use your eye as the center. So take that again, rest it right gently against that nostril. Don't press your nose in, just let it rest. And you're going to run it right along the middle of your pupil, that dark spot in the middle. Run it right through the middle there. Look straight ahead. That's where your arch is. Make a dot. Okay? And you can see that's where mine actually is. Now, where do you end it? Bringing your eyebrow tail too far down will just drag your eye down, drag your face down. So a good way to gauge it is by your eye again. So take that again, rest it right against there, your nose. Take it right against the edge of your eye. That is exactly where you'll end it. And you'll just make your little points and then use that as your map to fill in. Now, the color you want and how wide you want or thick you want, that's up to you, but that's a great place to start on where to start, arch, and end your brow. So I'm going to show you now how I do my brows and some of the products I use. So I always start with a brow mascara. There's a bunch on the market. There's one by e.l.f. I have called Brow Wow. There's one here by Revolution. This is brow mascara that's slightly tinted, so it's going to comb your brows up and give it a little color. This is what I'm going to use today by Essence, Make Me Brow. So it doesn't matter which one you like, just get one. They all pretty much do the same thing, okay? So here we go. The first thing I always do is I just take whatever hairs I do have and I pull them up, because we always want to give lift when it comes to our eyebrows. A lifted eyebrow will open up our eyes, okay? It's not going to drag anything down, and that's just a great first step. It's also going to be where you're going to fill in. It's going to show you the areas that are sparse and they need to fill in, okay? They need to be filled in. So you're just going to comb them up. This also sort of keeps them in place, which is what you want to. You know, once you do your brows, you don't really want them moving around. Okay, so I'm going to come back to this when I'm done, but we're done with this one for now. I like a micro pencil. I don't like a pencil that's too thick or fat because it gives too much coverage in places I may not need it. And I'm trying to avoid the look of a heavy, drawn-on brow. You'll see when I'm done, you will see skin through my hairs, because to me that makes it look more natural, okay? So the first thing I do is I call it underlining my brow. Now, I never start here, ever, because if I start here too heavy, I have to carry that over. Keep this part here very sparse, the sparsest part of your eyebrow, and it will look more natural. I always start right about here. Where my lowest hairs is the lowest I'm going to go on this brow. And I'm basically just going to connect those. So I'm going to draw This is just the NYX micro pencil. It's got the tiniest little lead. Do you see that? That's what I like because I can control it better. Okay, so not too heavy. You're just going to connect those hairs right at the bottom. Already, do you see what just that did? It just sort of filled in that area, made it nice and even, right? Okay, we're not going to do the middle part yet. We're just going to sort of outline it. I'm going to do the same thing at the top, starting again right in the middle, and I'm going to take that over to my arch, okay? Just like that. Now, from the arch down, I like sort of a thinner tail. So I'm just going to kind of go like this, straight down. That's it. Okay, now I'm going to give some attention to a few places that might need filled in. So I'm going to kind of come in here. I'm going to make a few little brush strokes like that. But I'm keeping this part very, very sparse. So do you see that eyebrow now is very natural looking? I've kind of filled in, but I haven't filled it in completely because to me, that is just such a more natural looking eyebrow and it could actually be mine. Now, one thing I want you to remember as you move over to the next one is that, and by the way, I got no makeup on. This is always what I do first because I always feel better when my lashes and my brows are done. Remember that eyebrows are sisters, not twins. So your natural eyebrows are likely, if you're doing them by hand, never going to look exactly the same. Okay, so don't get frustrated about that. It's just the way things are. Okay, so I've kind of done that underline thing where and this eyebrow shape is completely different to this one. I just do my best. Same thing up here. We're going to take it on the top and just sort of make a nice solid line, but little strokes, right? Okay. Now I'm going to take that arch and that tail straight down, just like that. Okay. Now, same thing. I'm going to move into this area here and just fill in a couple of areas that need a tiny, and that's why I like this micro pencil, is it makes little hair strokes. That's it for the pencil. Don't overdo it. Don't think that you can't have skin showing underneath those hairs. Okay, now I'm going to set it. I'm going to go back to my brow mascara and I'm just going to put them all back in the place where they were in case I've moved them a little, and it kind of locks it in. This should keep your brows from moving, just gentle. You can do that little tail as well. They shouldn't move the rest of the day. I hope this helps. I hope this now has given you the confidence that you don't have to overdo brows. They can still look very natural. Don't reinvent the wheel. Just follow the shape of your natural ones, and now you know where to start, arch, and end them. I hope this helps.